So yeah, we got Ollie Musa here. Thank you for driving up from Tucson.
Yeah.
And I love it that he drove up tonight. You know he's here?
I know why he's here.
Do you know?
I don't know why I'm here.
You don't know why
I know
you're
why
I'm here for the podcast.
Well, I mean, we have a large pull with Meat Sweats. We had Ari Manis come into town from L.A. just to do the show. You know,
Yeah.
he had a spot up at House of Comedy for the weekend too. But that was just
It was very coincidental.
It was just super
The two
coincidental.
had nothing to do.
No relation whatsoever.
I think
Same
he
with
booked-
you tonight. I think you're booked somewhere. You're booked at the Improv with Joey Diaz.
Improv with
It's
Joey
just a
Coco.
coincidence, isn't
Yeah,
it? What a
exactly.
happy accident.
I've been trying to get on this for like 3 months, though. So.
Yeah, I'm
No,
glad.
dude,
I'm
I-
glad you could plan opening for Joey Diaz. you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
After you had already scheduled
Yeah,
this. So.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I'm glad it worked out.
I mean, Joey's lucky to have you.
No, this is great, though. I've listened to a few of your guys' episodes.
Have you really?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Which one did you listen to?
Which one did I listen to? I don't remember right now.
Fuck.
It was a while ago, though.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is always going to be the fifth one, or there's the fourth one, and the fourth one was I had just come off that. I took a month off of weed in October.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
did sober October with Kreischer, Rogan.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
With weed.
Are you really 100%
I
done?
just get too high now. Like I used to be like such a mega pothead for years and years.
Yeah.
And then I quit for a few months. And then
How many months did you quit for?
for like 3 or 4 months.
For real?
Yeah. And then I got high at this show in Tucson called Brouhaha.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done Brouhaha.
And there
Great
was
show.
this comedian, I can't remember her name, from LA. And I took like 3 or 4 hits from her vape pen, and I got so fucking high, I almost had a panic attack.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
pretended like I had something to do. I pretended like I got a phone call. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. And I went and almost like died in my car. It was just,
Yeah.
wasn't fun.
No, that's brutal. That's not fun at all.
Yeah.
No, it's
the whole
awful. It's
goddamn
super
thing.
awful. I had a recent incident where I got too fucking stoned
Yeah.
in public, and that's just the worst feeling ever as a grown person.
Oh yeah.
Like, because you can get drunk and like still kind of have your faculties
For
about you
sure.
to like go home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like figure out a way to get home. But when you're that stoned, like I was just, it was like having locked in syndrome. You know, like I was in an episode of House and I was that guy just fucking in his bed having visions of Dr. House on a beach telling me I was going to
God.
die.
Oh my God, good old Dr. House.
I've never had an experience like that just smoking.
No?
Like-
Oh.
I got too fucked up at Big Pine too with you.
Which
That
ti-
makes
which-
sense.
Well, I took some shrooms and then I also
Oh, yeah, that's right.
ate,
We were doing
a
that.
weed Rice Krispie treat that Amy Blackwell gave
Oh,
me.
gee.
Dude,
Jesus.
she put one of those in my
Dude.
fucking mouth too.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
I was watching This Week Sucks Tonight.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting at this chair and I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just observing the show. And then someone came up and tried to talk to me. And I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I was like, please, just seriously, just get the fuck away from me.
I just,
Are you all right?
I just can't handle your shit right
oh my
now.
God, it was crazy.
I can't
and
take
I
it.
got lost walking back to the hostel. I was like going like north when I should have been going south.
Oh,
and I was
Jesus
just by
Christ.
myself. Like the whole town was dead or something. It was creepy.
Yeah, it's real easy to take a wrong turn there and end
Oh,
up
yeah.
nowhere.
Exactly. Because
know?
everything looks the same and it's night and you're
Yeah.
fucked up and you're just walking in certain directions.
Yeah. And you go from like, oh, here's all the bars to like, what is this fucking house?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I love Flagstaff because of that.
Yeah.
That, and anytime you're that fucked up in Flagstaff, all you have to do is look up and your trip becomes instantly better.
Oh, yeah.
Because you
yeah.
can see the Milky Way in Flagstaff, like just hanging out in town, even with all the light. Like it's fucking that clear out there, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so. I forgot just how pretty like clear skies like that can be at night.
Yeah.
Because you get a really just good look at how fucking really insignificant and shitty small
Oh, yeah.
you are.
That's how it is in Colorado, too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Where I grew up, like every once in a while in North Dakota, if the season was right and it just was kind of the right like weather conditions too, you would see the aurora borealis.
Wow.
Like you could, there are green light shows in the fucking sky, and it was gorgeous.
Nice.
And that shit is not worth it to live there at all.
No, hell no.
It's not worth it. Like
Yeah.
none of the
Say
like
how
the,
beautiful and amazing it is, but you know, fuck it.
yeah, no, it's
I'd
just
rather
cool
live
to
in a big
visit.
polluted city
Yeah.
and sit in traffic
Yep.
and have shit to do, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is much nicer.
I'll still say in a city like if we had to live like we were in China right now, you know, with parts per million of like shit in the air at just such
Yeah.
a ridiculous level that we have to wear like masks.
Oh yeah, have you seen
It'd
those
still be fucking
buildings they
around.
have where they have like, like thousands of people living in one building, just like stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other, in like these little boxed-in apartments?
Yep.
It's
Scary as
crazy.
shit.
Oh, well, I mean, like the typical like house in like Japan or large cities in China. I mean, it's literally it's the room we're in is probably like what 14 by 10, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like this is it. All you get,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the walls are made of paper, literally. Like unless they're like sectioning off the rest of it, but like to cordon off the inner structure,
Yeah.
you just use paper walls in a lot of places. They sell these little nap pods in Japan. You ever seen those?
No.
What the fuck is
It's
that?
like it's like a tube. It's a wall of like tubes.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're getting into a dryer at the fucking at the laundromat.
I know what you're
And then
talking
it's
about,
just there's
yeah.
just a bed and
Oh yeah,
like
I have
a little
seen
shelf.
those. I have seen
Yeah.
those.
Fuck
and,
that.
And people like compact that shit with this like electronics, and I saw this person was like playing a video game with like all kinds of fast food and Doritos just like on the same bed that they were like living on.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yep. And that's just
That's
I
a
mean
lot.
that's our production manager actually. He does shit like that cuz he lives in a van.
He does.
Oh
Fucking
shit.
guy. That's why he's in here cuz it's AC and it's hot outside.
I feel sorry for people who live in a car and they don't live in LA or something. You know,
Right?
like
Like you're living in Phoenix and you're living in a car. Ooh. Imagine I mean the worst one is like you're in Tucson and you're
Oh,
living in
God.
a car. Then your life's really
might
fucked
as well
up.
just be dead.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
You know.
There's I've probably met the best homeless people in the country in Tucson though.
Really, there's
Yeah.
a lot.
There's a lot.
Is there really that many?
There's
yeah.
actually a park, Santa Rita Park. My dad used to call it Bum Park.
Really?
Because on like any
Can't
given
call
day,
it that anymore.
in the middle of the day, you drive by and there's literally dozens of guys just sprawled out, just laying on blankets throughout the park.
Wow.
Like dozens. They're just all over the place.
Dude, they really I mean, you know what though? I guarantee you take any other subset of the population and test their vitamin D levels, and homeless people, bar none, have the best vitamin D
Oh, I bet.
of anybody because they just hang out and sunbathe all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Here's kind of a funny story. When I was in high school, there used to be this this homeless man. We used to call him Steve the Bum. We wouldn't say that to him, but he was Steve, and he'd buy us alcohol and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a part of this, but he had a rivalry with another bum.
Oh,
oh,
Jesus.
really?
And he paid, or I don't know if he paid, he got him liquor or something in order to go beat up the other homeless dude because he said he stole money from him.
Oh,
and they
fuck.
showed up with like bats and shit and started beating the shit out of the dude, and the cops came and they all got like charges and shit.
Oh my
what the
God.
And I was like, you guys are beating up another bum behind fries for Steve the Bum? This is fucking
How much did he
ridiculous.
pay him? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like they paid him
Couldn't
to
have been
get
a
them
lot.
booze. They were like 16, 17, so like,
Oh,
just
so
the fact
you-
of getting
yeah.
booze was the big up. in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
God, that's brutal.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I needed booze at 16 and a bum needed me to beat up another bum,
And then we think he died because he disappeared, and there was all these rumors that he got hit by a car. Or some
Really?
shit. Yeah.
hey, did anybody? So you got Ollie's like one of the first people I ever met in comedy, and he's in Tucson doing stand up where you started.
Yeah.
And did you guys ever find Midnight again? Is he still alive?
Yeah, I saw him probably like maybe 6 months ago, which is fairly recent considering I met him almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I saw him like outside of a Circle K or some shit.
Just chilling?
yeah. You know,
What
he
the
started
fuck?
doing stand up.
Yeah. I had
Like,
heard that.
For like 2 years, he would just sit out there, like outside of the gate, and just laugh his ass off. And then he started going up.
Yeah.
And
All right,
we didn't even
so-
know he could talk for like years because he never spoke. And then he's up there like fluent and like just speaking super clearly and stuff. It was a trip.
Who is Midnight?
Midnight was this homeless dude that would go watch every show at
Yeah.
fucking was it
Well,
was it Heads?
He only Mr. Heads
Yeah. Okay.
was it doesn't run anymore, but it's this outside show on
Yeah.
this patio at this bar called Mr. Heads in downtown Tucson.
Yeah.
And he would sit outside of the gate on this stool and just watch all the comics, and he was like the best audience member. He's almost too much because he'd be like laughing at setups, and then sometimes he'd be like rolling on the floor laughing when you're trying to be into like the next joke.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell a joke right now. Then he'd laugh even harder, and it was great though.
He is. It's like the best worst audience member to have. When you meet somebody like that, like Sigler, Frank was like that. Remember Frank at Copper Blues?
Totally.
I mean, you always remember the guy in the crowd like that. Like we had Copper Blues had two of them. They'd sat on opposite ends of the bar. One was Frank. One was the fuck was his name?
Oh my god, I know who you're talking
God
about.
damn it! Don't let me forget his name.
We actually ended up having that team thing where people were like Team Frank and Team
Herb.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ooh, I'd have been.
Frank and
I'd have felt so bad because that
like
guy.
three years ago, we did that thing where they drafted comedians for their team, and then we all did stand up.
Yep.
And then they judged who won.
I think I was on Team Herb for that.
I think I was too.
Yeah.
I definitely was.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And honestly, Herb, like Frank, lives downtown, but Herb would drive after Copper Blues stopped, and he was like, "You just missed local comedy and missed knowing of a good show."
Yeah.
And so he would drive from fucking Glendale to Monkey Pants when Monkey Pants was still going.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's
like
that's
it was just
commitment.
it was such a minute to drive,
long
and
time.
he just loved local comedy.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he really was a fan of it, and that was cool.
Yeah, we don't really have people like that in Tucson.
I just don't think people like that exist that much anymore.
No, not really.
Like people like always want to be into the we're underground, like the hipsters are like we're underground or whatever, but you don't have like an underground for comedy. Like nobody wants to be in on
the ground floor,
the
of
ground
a comic.
floor of a comic.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Before
another
he's
comic and
polished
you're hanging out with the
before,
fucking guy,
he's
you
got
know.
Sure.
fucking jokes and can be on stage. Be like, I was there when that guy was a piece of garbage.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like
I just think it was
you're
funny.
a
I was taking
micer.
you to a different place.
Yeah,
I
mean I get it.
Yeah.
I mean
I just took your idea and I made it better. That's what I do. Though. That's why I'm here. That's why you invite me over. That's why we hang out.
you're that person for me.
Absolutely.
You understand that, right?
get
Like I knew you when you were trash.
You did. And you still may
trash.
know.
I
You know
mean,
me
fuck
now,
yeah,
and I'm
no,
still
we all
terrible,
are trash.
so-
Technically,
We're all trash.
Yeah, as far as like the Joey Diaz show, like I didn't earn that shit. I sent him a message and he allows me to open for him. It's just like
I don't know about
That's
that.
more.
Because
That's more than
You're cool with him.
99% of other
He's
people
watched
have
you
done.
on Periscope, and he thinks you're funny, and he trusts what you do on stage.
yeah, but like I opened for him last year.
Yeah.
Last January, and literally he had never seen me perform at that point. I just asked
Really?
him. Yeah, I just asked him, and he said it was cool.
Yeah. So I mean,
And it was-
you're doing what most people refuse to do because they
Yeah.
don't want to.
they don't want to say.
They don't want to
wanna
get
hear
said
no.
no. Yeah, they don't
They
want
wanna
their
hear no.
feelings
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah, oh yeah.
I don't ask people because I just don't feel like I'm fucking good enough to do it. Like
I mean, my whole thing is the worst thing is they can say no or ignore you.
exactly.
You know?
And you'll be doing the exact same thing that you would have been doing
Yeah.
had you not asked.
Exactly.
So it's like, what's
What's stopping you? And
that's-
honestly,
I'm the biggest-
on that I stop myself. To be perfectly honest, like if I'm being real, like I really undersell myself on stage, and it's like almost detrimental at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be somewhat humble, though.
Yeah, there's humble, and then there's like
self-sabotage that Bill takes on a daily basis? It's his job. Bill has taken on it his job to be his biggest critic.
I'm just
in
never
not the best way.
ever satisfied unless I'm miserable about everything. It seems like. And then in like all the misery, then like what is really fun, like I really enjoy that much more. You know, like
I've noticed like the more stressed and depressed I am, I have better sets. It's weird.
yeah, it's exactly it because I'm chasing that feeling. I'm like the only way I'm gonna feel good right now is if I crap. If I crush.
Yeah, it's almost like you can just focus more on comedy. Like
Exactly.
you're not like lost in your head. I mean, you're lost in your head, but not about stand up.
No.
So when you go up on stage, you feel like more free
It's
and
the
loose.
only
like,
thing that feels good.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
normal. You know,
For sure.
and I mean, it's not healthy to put all that weight on something. You know,
No,
Like,
exactly.
definitely not healthy. And then when you do like, you have the good experiences. You could have a 7-minute set, and 5 of it's great. And
It's like you're putting all your happiness into being at a dive bar talking about your dick in front of strangers. Like,
yeah, no, it's
is that
not
a
a
life
good
people
look.
want to live?
It's not a good look.
You know?
It's a weird fucking choice.
It really is.
Out of all the things.
All
to
the
do.
things you could do, all the people you could go help, just to be a nice person.
Yeah.
And no, you want to tell dick jokes to people.
Yeah, it's like I want to be the only one allowed to talk in this bar right now where people didn't even come to see comedy, but God forbid they have a conversation.
Oh, if they fucking
you start
talk, I'm gonna
yelling
kill
at
them.
them. You
I'm
know?
gonna stab them. I'm gonna stab them with my words.
Yeah.
Right in the eyeballs.
Listen, asshole, I know you only came out because you needed to have a drink with your
Yeah,
friends.
I know this is your one day off of the week of the life that you hate. You hate your wife. You're just trying to have a few beers, but shut up and listen to me talk about myself.
Yeah, right. You just want to oogle the waitress, say uncomfortable things to her.
Yeah.
The pants waitresses were fun to do that too.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
I miss that place.
Oh, I miss pants
It
so
was fun as
goddamn
fuck.
much. Eventually, there'll be. I'm moving in May, and I've talked about this a bunch, but
Yeah. Well, it's May now, so
well,
It is
I'm
May.
moving
You're
May 18th.
May 18th.
So next weekend is the 11th through the 14th. I'm going back to North Dakota
yeah.
and watching my brother walk for his college graduation, surprising my mom. So they have no idea.
Nice.
And I'm really excited to do that. And this won't be out before then, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know, and I just can't wait to, like, I love doing that because I have been away from home since I was 18.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Are
so-
you moving back home?
No,
or-
I'm just going to watch and visit and
Okay.
just surprise the shit out
Are
of
you,
them.
are you staying in Phoenix or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
cool,
moving
cool.
downtown.
Nice, nice.
The house I'm getting into, my landlord is Kristen Davis.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. And he had just built his house downtown.
Yeah,
And
I know. He had that project going for like a couple years.
It was a
feels
year.
like.
It was a
year?
full
Okay.
year of the actual build. It was a
Yeah.
full year. I think like to get it going and get it through all like the zoning and like fucking city planning and like because they got to have a hearing period and then they have to approve all the plans. And he built in a historic district too, so then that's even more of a fucking giant level of scrutiny.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
I
ridiculousness.
mean, he actually did it pretty fast.
He did.
Because having a house built in a year is not like the most uncommon thing.
He did it, him and his
but
dad.
the fact that he like did everything himself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like worked on it when he got home from work and shit, that's fucking
I
impressive.
mean, home
as
from
fuck.
work is
It's like
just
a real man right there.
No, he's the modern day Renaissance man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the guy does his day gig is coding, and then he also knows how to build a house. I mean, the only thing he doesn't really know shit about is like combustion engines because I always have to go fix his lawnmowers and
I can't-
all that shit.
I can't wait till you marry Kristen Davis and you guys become like the perfect.
No, he's
package.
just my
It's
dad.
like you know engines and he knows everything else.
just my
Like
dad.
no, Bill, it's romantic. It's
not
romantic.
romantic.
I hear it in your voice.
How dare you?
I hear the
How dare you
longing-
put that on
I
me?
hear the longing in your
motherfucker.
voice where it's just like
Putting shit on me. I need to get more things to throw.
first
at
I
you.
live in his backyard.
I don't have anything to
and
throw at
then
you.
I move into his bedroom.
Throw those sunglasses.
Nah, those are my only sunglasses right now.
You see what I'm doing? I'm slowly moving everything to this side of the table so you have zero ammunition to chuck at my
Is that a
head.
common thing? You chucking shit at him?
I usually say
you go.
something. You are the worst fucking throw. It's a good thing you wrestled, you piece of shit. You couldn't play a real sport with balls in it.
So, yeah, real sports. Sports have balls. Wrestlers
Sports have
have balls.
Boom. That should be a
Boom.
T-shirt.
It is
Yeah.
a T-shirt.
Is it?
Hockey
Definitely.
players have pucks. Oh shit.
Because they're cocks. Oh shit. Dude, I drug the ever loving fuck out of somebody last night, and
Like Cosby style, or
no, like I know drug them like,
okay.
like not drugged.
It just came out weird.
I mean, I definitely did drug somebody last night, but it was myself. Like that's the only person I'm ever drugging.
Yeah.
It's me, because I don't have enough money to pay for you.
Yeah, no shit.
No, I just I put this status on Facebook, and it was just like pretend I said something, or pretend I'm offended, and I just made a really long post about it. Comment your disgust below, and somebody just got on there, and I had made a comment about their jacket.
Yeah.
That night, and so he got on there and he tried to say something, and then I just kept on fucking shitting on his jacket. And at one point I was like, your jacket is Jet Li's equivalent of the crying Native American when they throw garbage on the side of the road. Because it was this white fucking suit coat with like silver embroidered dragons on it. Like Chinese dragons all over it.
Oh god.
It was a suit coat like made from a Target or not Target, but like remember like Walmart clothes in the 90s or in like the early 2000s where they had just dragons on everything.
I'm pretty sure that's Walmart
North-
clothes now. Is still.
I rocked dragon shirts in like middle school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything No Fear ever made.
No Fear.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like
What were
a
those dog shirts? Were they called like Big Dog or
Big
some shit?
Dog.
Big
Oh,
Dog.
those are awful.
Yeah, they're
oh.
terrible.
Oh, those are still disgusting. I still see people wear them, and it's
Wow.
always
God,
like
I haven't seen a
always
Big
like
Dog
some
shirt
No.
in
dude
so long.
with like paint on it and holes in it. He's
Yeah.
just walking down the street.
Yep, he looks like he just got done drywalling a house.
Yeah, exactly.
He's old. He's like 60 years old, and
Yeah.
you can tell he's still working because he didn't save for winter.
He's got
Those
a
are just
gut
like
too.
the official uniforms for people who do like contracting. You know?
Yeah. It's
See,
very
that's what Big
accurate.
Dog actually went into
Yeah,
after
yeah.
after they failed at Walmart. They were like, you know what, we're gonna be a uniform.
They just go to
company."
like thrift stores and rebuy back.
Yeah,
like,
they
used
just buy
shirts.
they just buy them back and then they go sell them to like migrant workers outside of Home
Yeah.
Depot. And they're like, "This is your new uniform. You work for us."
That's great.
It's like sending all the jerseys to Africa. They just round up all the unsold Big Dog stuff. And it's like, we know some subcontractors who could wear these shirts. This is perfect for paint and drywall mud.
God,
Something
yeah.
that nobody gives a shit.
I see like old like Nautica shirts too. Those were huge.
Yeah, Nautica.
I guess Ja Rule was in Tucson a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't go to it. My friend said it was weird because Ja Rule was famous like 15 years ago at
Yeah.
like his height.
Yeah.
So all of his fans are like in their early 40s now. So he said there was just a bunch of like black dudes in their 40s rocking like FUBU jerseys and shit. Like their style was 100% the same as it was in 2003.
Hasn't changed in 15
Nope.
years. Yeah. Do you guys remember those Big Johnson shirts?
Oh yeah, dude!
Yes.
I got in trouble. I wore a Big Johnson shirt to wrestling practice once,
You got in trouble
and
for
my
that?
wrestling coach got so mad at me.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Which one
And-
was it?
Actually, no, it wasn't a Big Johnson shirt. I had a Big Johnson shirt.
Yeah.
This was actually like a cabaret shirt
Okay.
that just had like Anna Nicole Smith on it, like kind of pulling down like a cami,
Okay.
you know, and her just giant boobs were everywhere.
Nice.
And he just got so, it was like a cabaret shirt, and he
Yeah.
got so fucking pissed.
I got in trouble a lot in middle school and high school for T-shirts. One I remember they made me turn inside out was a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
Really?
Which one?
And it was like this big skull on the front with like red eyes and smoke coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the back said, "Wanna raise some hell."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, 14 years
Yep,
old.
yep.
And then a
Take
couple
that, you
a couple
Ollie
South,
Mosa. Come
South
to the
Park
office.
shirts too.
Oh, yeah. No, they hated South Park
One, I had a
shirts.
Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh shirt, and they're just like, you can't have a piece of shit on your shirt.
Pooh.
Yeah, and then another one was Cartman.
He doesn't even really look like Pooh. He could be an
No.
ant if you give him like
Exactly.
2 more arms.
Exactly.
Like, come the fuck on.
Exactly.
That's why teachers are quitting, because administrations have pushed them past their fucking breaking point. You know, they
Yeah.
have first they have them like busting kids' balls for shirts. Then again, a lot of those teachers probably enjoy that because they're cunts.
Oh yeah, I
But-
know a lot
oh,
of them
yeah.
do.
Power.
It
They
is power.
love the power.
You know, I got my kindergarten teacher fired from the Tucson Unified School District for life.
Jesus
This
Christ.
bitch was a psycho. Like,
What
she
did
like
you do?
it's like we wrote a letter to the school board because
Yeah.
this bitch was crazy. Like, she literally hated boys, so she would do this shit where she was just always yelling at only the boys,
Yeah.
and she had a special recess only for females, and she would make us all lay down on the floor inside and let them go play outside.
Holy fuck.
And she hated me the most. Like, I wasn't an angel, like by any means.
Oh,
but
yeah.
she would kick me out of class every single day. And then one day, I was gone for like 3 or 4 days because I was in the hospital. I was like
Yeah.
really sick, and I wasn't there. And she would still yell at me when I wasn't there. Like if a kid like complained about something, she'd be like, "Ali, knock it off." And the teacher assistant vouched that like, yeah, she's yelling at Ali when he's not even here. And they like some other parents complained that their sons were like complaining about her, and she got fired.
Holy shit.
Like
wow.
never to work there again. It was crazy.
Well, that's great. I mean,
Good
that's-
for you.
That's a fucked up situation.
My mom got a lady fired from one of the schools she taught at in Chicago.
Yeah.
This lady at one point, my mom like was having a tough day, and she goes, "Ah, Maron," which is like, "Oh, mother."
Yeah.
And she, this lady goes, "Don't be using your Dago lingo in front of the kids."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And my mom wrote a letter to the school board. She's like, "This bitch is racist."
Yeah.
And that was like Italians were still not in like, you know, this is like the 70s, so Italians
Yeah.
are still not like considered to be like just regular white folks.
For sure.
They're Italians because they're greaseballs and
Yeah.
Guinea and Dago and all those other WAP are all like derogatory. So like you call an Italian a Guinea right now, and half of them don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
And then the other half are like, well, what?
You have like under 30, they'll have no idea what
Oh
you're
yeah,
talking
and if
about.
they're over 30, like unless they're like 60, and then they'll be pissed.
Yeah, for sure.
But like 30 to 60, those Italians don't give a fuck. You call them a Guinea, a WAP, a Dago, the fucking spaghetti eating piece of shit. They don't give a fuck because they're like, yeah, I got money because my parents worked really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
and they had to make small businesses, and I mean like that's where like other minorities are going right now, like people from India, like that's the fucking next like just I mean they make great money and they are super fucking like hungry to get into business.
They all come here and get like high level degrees too.
Yeah.
They're like really on top
Fuck
of
yeah.
school and education.
Well, I mean it's honestly it's less fucking competitive here
Yeah.
than it is there, like there's less people.
Like always in school, like the honor students were always like Indian or Asian or anything like that,
Mine were white people because I'm from a place without any other thing
Yeah,
than white people.
It was all white people at my high school too. There was some
I
Mexican.
mean, there was
kids.
the
I think we had
the
one
random,
black kid.
but that
Yeah,
was like the
seriously.
one Asian kid in school. His name was Alex, and he was like the one standout because he was the only Asian kid, literally, in my graduating class. Like I only had one. I had one black guy in my graduating class, no black women, one Mexican guy, and then literally everybody else was white.
Wow.
The Mexican guy was my best friend. Shout out Ray. He's really pissed at me right now because I said I was going to go on a diet, and then I just fucking didn't. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to work out and all this stuff." Yeah, fucking right. Lazy piece of shit that I am.
God, Bill, be nice to yourself.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't
posted that
matter what
photo
other
the other
people
day.
say.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I've been talking about that on stages. Like, yeah, I posted this picture, and then I got high after I posted the picture, and I've been like, why would I get rid of all the stab proofing material that I've added to myself?
Yeah.
And this was hard earned. Cops got to pay a lot of money to have like Kevlar and stuff. All I got is Kevlard.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time finding a band.
We're gonna go back on the podcast, yo. Gonna talk some podcast time. It's time for the podcast. It's the podcast. Yes, the podcast now.
All right, we're fucking back.
Yeah.
Hey.
I fixed the memory card issue.
We took care of it.
Yeah, we figured it out, fixed it.
And by
it
we,
wasn't a lug nut.
I mean me and Bill did it
What
together.
the fuck do you ever mean?
Me and
How
Bill
goddamn dare you?
I
Work
didn't
on
do
this
shit.
podcast.
You don't do shit, Matt, and you know it. Everybody knows it.
Eye candy, buddy. Eye candy.
What are you looking at?
Eye candy. That's what I am. I'm ear candy too. You hear this? You hear
I mean,
this?
you do have
sweet-
a very
sweet
sultry
goddamn
voice. You have the fucking voice of a
Nice.
Salisbury steak.
I don't think that's a compliment, Bill. I know from North Dakota, you guys might consider that a compliment because that's a high
Throw a
class meal.
Salisbury steak.
It's a high class meal in North Dakota, and it's garbage food everywhere else.
It
buddy.
ranks right up there with chicken fried steak.
No, not at all. How dare you? First of all, fuck yourself for that statement. Okay, chicken fried steak is a goddamn staple of my homeland, Texas, and it's delicious and amazing. So
It is.
yeah, don't you dare! Don't you dare!
That reminds me of what I heard Ari Spears say like 2 weeks ago. I did that show at Stand Up Live,
Yeah.
and he showed up, and he was supposed to do like 20 minutes. He did like 70.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and he was just doing crowd work for like a majority of it. And at one point, he was talking to some dude, and they were having it back and forth, and he just ignored everything the dude said and went, "Man, you have the personality of an uncooked apple pie."
That's
I was dying. I was like, "What the fuck does that even mean?"
Exactly.
you have a line like that though.
Which one?
That one where you're doing Glendon.
Oh yeah. Where it's some shit Glenn said when he goes, like, "Why your head look like a Big Mac with a bite mark in it?"
One of my favorite lines ever.
Yeah.
I fucking love that line so goddamn much.
Yeah, it's
hysterical.
hilarious.
It's so good. Maddie, while we were on the break, and I was dealing with memory card issues because I'm cheap and I don't have another memory card to throw in there at the moment's notice. You brought up what happened with our other production engineer, Alice.
Oh yeah, fuck, dude. Mike on Tuesday. It was totally caught me fucking off guard. She goes up on stage, does a set at the place. It's it's Tempe Tavern.
Yeah, you remember the tavern, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
I did it one time.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's still just as brutal.
It's just it's just brutal.
It was brutal,
and there was this older dude, like 60s, late 60s.
He wasn't part of that table that was sitting.
No. This guy was like a loner because
Okay.
I was sitting at the bar, and at one point he was like, "Hey, will you watch my shit while I take a piss real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was
What
just
did he have?
He had like a binder with like 2 cell phones in it, so he's obviously like a business dude from out of town. That's what I took him as. Like he was just getting a drink.
Traveling businessman.
Yeah, traveling
Yeah.
business dude, getting a drink for the night, getting some food.
He's not in very good business if he was at Tempe Town.
Yeah.
No,
Shit.
He's
like,
probably like a traveling dildo salesman that was like
was next
there.
door.
He was next door
a-
selling, and then he was like, "God, my life sucks." He
Yeah.
went to fucking Tempe Tavern and just
Yeah.
realized how much worse it could be.
So I'm standing at the bar, like outside of the room, and Alice finishes her set, and we were sitting right next to each other. So she's coming and she's standing right next to me again. She's there with her friend, and this guy comes up and says something to her, and I did not hear it because I wasn't paying attention. And I found out what he said later, which was terrible. But this is before I knew. And so she just straight up fucking spits in this guy's face.
Holy shit.
And Alice is tiny. And this dude wasn't. This dude was
She's like
big, fat, white
She's
dude.
like 5 foot and maybe weighs 110 pounds.
I doubt she weighs 110 pounds.
Ma-
She looks like she weighs about 90 pounds.
Yeah,
honestly.
she's just a very
crazy.
small person.
But she's just a fucking firecracker. So she just
Yeah.
straight up spits in this dude's face. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, like, the
That's
dude
like the most
she's
disrespectful thing
Oh
ever.
yeah,
to be
no,
spit
it
in the
is. You
face.
spit in somebody's face. That's
Yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
real like
For
fucking
real.
power
It's-
move.
You'd rather be slapped than get
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because spit, I don't gotta clean up a
You'd
slap.
rather be punched in some
Yeah.
circumstances.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
Oh, definitely. If someone's chewing, I would rather take a fucking headshot from Chuck Liddell.
Oh my god.
Can you
yeah.
imagine just a big old fucking hawker of Copenhagen spit right in your
Christ.
mouth?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's brutal.
somebody else's Copenhagen spit in your mouth? Come on.
I've had my own Copenhagen spit in my mouth, and it's not great.
No, it's awful.
So the dude she's with just doesn't move, and I just immediately jump in between the two of them and push this guy out of the bar area. And he's all like trying to get in my face. I'm like, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit what happened. I don't care what happened, but you need to not be here right now.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
You're
And
not
I
gonna
moved
hit
him.
You're not gonna hit a little tiny girl.
Right. And I turned to her, I was like, you can't spit in dudes' faces. Just, you can't do that.
That's what she
Like,
said to me too. She's like, "Dude, I saw Matt's dad's side tonight."
Yeah. No, I went full dad, not even because of like the disrespectful aspect of it, or not even the aspect that she's gonna get her ass kicked.
Yeah.
I was just thinking totally legal consequences.
Yeah.
Of like, because it's assault. I mean,
It is assault,
It is.
spit in somebody's face.
So I said that, and I was like, I'm sure I told her, I was like, I'm sure he had it coming, whatever he said, because I didn't even
Yeah.
hear it.
What'd he say? What'd she tell you? He said,
Well, he came back again
"Yeah,
before I knew anything, and I jumped in his face again, and he's like, I called the cops, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, what? I'm being the nice guy. He tried to pull this shit on me like we're dudes, and this chick just spit in his face, so I should be on his side. And I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here.
go away, sir."
And so he left, and apparently he said he called the cops. Alice had moved, and then when she found out that he had called the cops, she kind of slipped out. But I think he had left before that. So that was that. And then I found out later that what the guy had said was he came up to her and said real quietly, right in her face, where like nobody else could hear it. He said, I think he called her like a little bitch. He said, "You're a little bitch, and I hope you have a day job because you're terrible at this."
Oh damn.
yeah,
Something along those lines. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, absolutely. The guy's a piece of shit.
That's like the worst insult from just a random
No, it
audience
really
member
is.
if they
Oh, yeah.
tell you you're terrible at stand up.
what she told me, the motherfucker said, I'm gonna go to the
gonna
to
pull
the
yeah,
it
go
text.
to it, because I
Through the
didn't
text
hear this exactly from her. I heard this from somebody else.
So what she told me was, so this dude, she had a new bit about old people, And this old guy didn't like it. And he started to talk shit after she got off stage.
Yeah.
So, like, he talked shit to her after she got off stage immediately.
And I wasn't in. I
Yeah.
was like right at the bar, right outside of the room.
No,
so you
I
can't
know
really
exactly
hear much.
like the layout of the room.
Yeah,
so,
right in
and
front of the
you don't
bathroom
hear
there.
shit from right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if people are talking like not like interacting while a comic's on stage. And anyway, so he told me to fuck off. I told him no thanks. The dick is wrinkly. Then he came up to me 5 minutes later and he goes, "Look, bitch, I hope you have a day job because you're not fun." And then it's a hyphen, end quote. Then I spit in his face and laughed my ass off. He started calling the cops, so me and Eloy left. It was in front of Matt and Eloy. And then she said, "Stop it," because I was like, "You're my hero right now." And she said, "Stop patronizing me. This isn't good." Matt's dad's side came out. And he's all, "Don't do that. Your safety." This was I was so elated to get all those text messages. You guys have no fucking idea. That means I picked the right person to like have as my roommate, especially if we're gonna do shows in this fucking house.
Yeah,
you know,
for
if
sure.
she's ready to spit a motherfucker's face in a bar, she will defend our house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, like, and after, I mean, I could see myself getting pissed off to the point where that's something that could possibly happen. So I understand, and that's why I wasn't like super judgmental about it. But I was just trying to warn her, like, hey, you know what? This is gonna get you into the kind of trouble that you don't want to be involved in.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
especially a fucking.
It's crazy the shit that goes down at comedy shows.
Yeah,
which
no, it
supposed
is.
To be fun.
People are fucking. Dude, there's a lot of evil fucks.
You know about that Mr. Head story from like 5 years ago, right?
Tell it.
I don't.
All right, so this was like actually it was almost 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Over 6 years ago, like February of
It was in the
2012.
fucking paper, wasn't it?
Well, it made it on laughspin.com,
Yeah.
like front page.
Yeah.
So Mr. Head starts super late. Like it starts at like 10:30, 11 and goes till 2 in the morning. So
Yeah.
at that point there's just drunks, you know,
Yep.
scattering through the streets. And
They're
since we're
insane too. They're Tucson drunks.
Oh,
mind
yeah.
you.
And since we're
half of them are
outside-
schizophrenic.
there's like this sidewalk where people can walk by, and sometimes people stop and watch the comedy, like, what the fuck's this dude saying?
Yeah.
So people will walk by and yell shit out all the time and just try to like throw you off. So a comedian named Graham Van Bach, he lived in New York for years. I think he's back in Michigan now. Super funny dude. He was like the best at handling hecklers.
Yeah.
So he's in the middle of this bit, and this guy just starts yelling something random, like, "Motherfucker!" Oh my God.
Yeah.
So Graham says something to him, and he walks back and like throws his hands up like he's gonna do something, and then Graham starts ripping him and getting big laughs from the crowd, and this dude doesn't like it at all. And this is like a 250-pound hipster-looking guy, and the way the fence is set up, it's like one of those black gated community looking type fences with spikes at the top.
It's
Yeah.
got fleur de lis at the top of the. Because I've examined exactly what this fucking fence looks like after
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
And it's got a fleur de lis with just a super sharp fucking point.
Yeah, it's actually dull at the top, but it's like it's kind of like
It's a good fucking point. Like you could definitely
yeah.
see how what happened.
Well, the way the gate is like built is there's just like 2 or 3 feet of concrete, and then that's where the gate
Yeah.
kind of starts, and you can stand up on it. So this dude stands up, you know, like 2 or 3 feet, and is like shaking the fence and yelling and stuff, and then he jumps back down and goes around and tries to go inside of the bar.
Yeah.
And the doorman's like, "No, get the fuck out of here. You're going to go fight the comic? What the fuck are you talking about?" And he goes back and climbs back up, and he continues to get ripped by Graham, and he tries climbing over the fence. Like, he's like halfway over, and the door guy comes to pull him down. He slips off that concrete thing, and his bicep gets impaled by the spike on the gate.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
brutally impaled. I'm
Yeah.
talking like, everyone had their phones out. I had photos like, laughspin.com used like the least graphic photo. There was literally a puddle of blood, and then they pulled him off of it.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
the
And there
least
was, like,
and the least
fat and
graphic
skin
that was
left
the
on-
least graphic photo was the fat and skin left there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Because
man.
underneath that, there was like this 4-foot wide puddle of blood.
Jesus Christ.
And then he laid on the ground, like bleeding everywhere, and he refused medical attention. He ran away. Like, I don't know if he had warrants or what the deal was, but he literally ran away.
Oh, wow.
When they said they were calling an ambulance, he just ran off into the night, and they're just like, that's like a severe, it was like a wound, you know what I mean?
That's
was,
like a bleed to death situation.
it could have been.
Yeah.
Like, And we still continued the comedy show afterwards. Though. Yeah.
I love that you can
Because the guy running the show has to, like, in order to get paid, has to run till a certain time, and that happened at like midnight. And they're just like, so there was like a 20-minute intermission.
Yeah.
And then we just started, and of course that's all everyone talked about at that point. Everyone
fuck
had
yeah.
their
How
guy
could you
getting
not?
impaled joke. Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do, then you have no sense as a human
for
being
like weeks.
at all.
That was all any comic would talk about.
Oh,
there,
it's so
you know?
fucking great.
I bet that got real obnoxious though.
Nah.
Yeah, we're like, all right, enough already.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, come on. You know it did.
It probably
You
did.
know it
It
did.
probably
You
did.
know when something
If there
happens
was,
in
like,
the news,
like-
and every fucking
Yeah.
comic at the
No,
open mic
it's
has
awful.
his 2 fucking cents about it.
awful.
And it's
I
like,
Yeah.
purposefully don't do that because I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you'll hear one good one and then then you compare every other one to it, and when they don't measure up, you're just disappointed and you get sick of hearing them.
Yeah.
Because it's like few and far between that after you hear that one that you're like, oh, that's a really good take on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like cool to have that take, but fuck, I don't want to put the effort forth to like even have it. You know
Plus
what I
something
mean?
that's not even gonna like stick
Nah, it
and
doesn't-
make you a better comic. Just like
Right.
inside jokes and local jokes and shit.
Yep.
It's just like, yeah, they're fun, but are they really helping you?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's like, because are you relatable to a bigger group
Yeah,
of
like
people?
I have like 10 minutes on Tucson that like slays in Tucson, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
it
do
wouldn't do
nothing
any-
for me anywhere
Doesn't
Yeah,
else.
nothing,
exactly.
yeah.
But that material in Tucson, fuck.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. If I get like a longer set, it's nice to slide those in to like grab them better.
Well, exactly. And that just pulls them into your shit more. Then you
Yeah,
get to take
then they
them
like
to
you.
different places.
Yep.
the
you know?
best thing I've seen in this last week was a comic at a show doing a solid minute making fun of another comic who wasn't even in the room
Wow.
to a group of people who there
Have
was
no
probably
idea.
3 other comics in the room,
Oh, Jesus.
and the rest of it was a bar, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're such an asshole. Like,
Jeez.
what's the point of this?
Who are they yelling at?
Huh?
Who are they yelling
I'll
at?
tell you later. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Neither of the people matter. But it was just sitting there watching.
Wait,
it
what?
make-
Really? They're both like trash, and one's calling the other one out.
The one was
While they're
making
not
fun
there?
of the other one, while the other one wasn't even there.
Oh my
It's one thing you
god!
can't do. You have to do
No.
it when they're there. Even if it is like malicious and you don't like them, you still do it when they're there. At least.
It wasn't even like hard or malicious. He just decided to write these jokes about this person, and like
Fucking dummy!
ripping on.
well, I
him.
can't wait till you tell me who this is, so I can just fucking walk up to them and call them an idiot, and
I
then
was
walk
just-
away and let them wonder why.
I was just sitting there watching it and being like, "What is the purpose of this? Like, who is being entertained?"
where did it happen? Production wants to know.
It was at Catalina's.
At Catalina's.
Yeah.
We were there.
I think you guys were gone by that point.
We probably were. I wonder who it was. Or now I really
think it
wonder
was
who
late.
it
It's always
was.
going down at Catalina's.
Catalina's a motherfucker.
It is a motherfucker.
I almost started a riot there once.
You get mad at
It was
mad
like-
at the Raiders? You talking shit about the Raiders?
yeah, I shit all over the Raiders. I was, no, I literally, it was so
They'll
stupid.
kill
on my part.
somebody for
I literally
Raiders.
had the whole bar going. I was like, "Come on, let's go Raiders, Raiders, and everyone was like chanting Raiders. I said, "No, just kidding. Fuck the Raiders." And they went off. Like this, like short Mexican chick who looked like Danny Trejo started like approaching the stage.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
her boyfriend had to pull her back.
That's
And then I
hilarious.
called her Danny Trejo or something, and that got no laugh. David Kays laughed, and that was it. And then it
That's
went
my
horrible.
favorite laugh to get.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Anytime I
Danielle
get his laugh-
Trejo. Oh, she's had the same amount of acne that Danny Trejo
Yeah,
has,
yeah.
except for she has a mariachi dude tattooed on her chest.
Yeah.
Instead of a fucking chick.
Oh man.
He's just got that really oversized big guitar. You know, it's not a bass, but it's like a 12-string fucking just meaty guitar. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
way too big, and you're like, that's why it's so loud.
It's a lot of
I think I
guitar.
told her, I was like, if you're here, who's filming the Machete sequel or something like that? And still almost nothing. I think only David Kays laughed.
Fuck it, you got him now. You get the laughs now.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good. That's a good takedown. That's
I
a good
love
takedown.
I love that when you just have that fucking opportunity. And even when it doesn't go over, like if you can, you know,
As long as you're just slinging it off the
Yep,
top and
yep,
stuff.
Yep. I do when it does go over and you catch somebody like when they say
Oh, it's
shit.
like the best feeling. The best feelings to me when doing stand up is if I have like brand new shit go over great, or if I riff or do something off the top and it goes over great.
Yeah.
Like old shit working is fun too, but it's not doesn't feel as
fun.
good.
No.
Yeah.
Like the funnest things are riffing on stage and then new shit working right
by
out of
far.
the box.
Yep.
But I honestly hate it when new shit works right out of the box because then it doesn't make me work on it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like if I do it well the first time and then I'm chasing that like experience of doing it well. Bye, production. Yeah. I love you. You did good today. Yeah, I'll see you at the mystery
later.
show. Shout out to Matt Micheletti, a.k.a. Fat Dickoletti.
Fat Dickoletti.
Fat Dickoletti.
Nice.
A.k.a. the producer, one of the producers of the mystery show. We had him on. Check out episode whatever the fuck that was.
We did have him on.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like
love Matt
Micheletti. He's gonna help us build a supercomputer for
Nice.
for the new studio once the new studio is up and going.
Nice.
So that'll
Where's
be
that going to
dope.
be at?
It's at my
Your new
place.
spot. Yeah,
like, you know, but it'll be different. You know, there'll be we're not gonna do it's a sneak peek into my mind, Meat Sweats listeners. We're not gonna do like this type of like just general setting where it's fucking this shit, like regular house. And I literally have like 40 feet of green screen.
Dope.
So I'm just gonna green screen the whole room.
Nice. Just put whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so there'll be a little bit more production. I've been fucking with chroma key on the editing software, and I mean it's not hard. So, and we'll stand out like sore thumbs. It'll be great. It'll be fucking fantastic. We'll be actually doing this in the main room at the Comedy Store most times, I think.
Yeah.
You imagine just put that up there? I'd be the biggest dildo in the fucking world.
Oh my god.
Nah,
Probably go viral for doing that shit.
right. Just look at these idiots.
Yeah. It's gonna be some painful feedback though.
Oh well, the
hate
first time I
mail's
posted a
terrible.
video on YouTube, the first comment I wonder if I know the person or not, but the first comment on YouTube was "You suck," just so succinctly and easily.
I remember like when I was only a few months in, maybe even less than that, I posted a video that I thought was good just because I got some laughs even though it was terrible. And some person, the only comment was, "Damn, I hope people didn't pay to see this shit."
Oh Jesus Christ!
You need to hear shit like that.
I remember.
though.
I think I got defensive and responded, "No, it's an open mic, you fucking idiot." Of course they didn't pay to see it.
I sent the guy who said you suck. I sent back. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. It means the world to me that you even watched it enough.
Yeah,
and then
it's like I'm at 12 views now. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks for the comment. Subscribe. There'll be more trash.
see some more garbage.
You want to have more shit to bitch at? Hit that like button.
Exactly.
Hit that subscribe button. Dislike me. Push me down.
It's like
in the
every
algorithm.
YouTube video. Make sure you hit subscribe at the very end.
I put it at the end, but never in
Yeah.
I never say it, but at the same time, like I'll put it in the description.
It always like the main video ends and then it's just like them in the room like, "Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe
I
button."
hate that.
Yeah.
I hate
With some
that
dumb
so
like
much.
techno song in the background.
I
or
hate
some
that
shit.
so much. And you know why it's techno? It's because it's free and YouTube won't fucking take it down.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody likes techno and nobody will pay for it because it's trash.
Does that mean we can open the show to Darude Sandstorm every single time? Or are we gonna have to pay for
Probably.
that one?
Probably. I don't know. Which one's Sandstorm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you have to pay for that one. That's the only one you have to pay for because because that's the only one they use in movies.
Damn it.
God, it's in like so many movie trailers.
Every
and
movie trailer, just anytime they want to have like epicness.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the Halo theme, you know.
Remember
like,
the Prodigy song?
Which
Yeah.
was that?
There was a couple. There's the
Slap My
Fire
Bitch
Starter,
Up, Fire
Slap My
Starter.
Bitch Up.
Slap
Yeah,
My Bitch Up.
both of those were fucking huge in like the late 90s.
Yeah.
I still pop that shit on every now and then.
It's not a bad song. It was just
the whole
overkill.
the whole album in general is actually a pretty decent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
decent album. Yeah, it is.
I think I bought
Oh,
it.
yeah?
Like, I was like 12 or some shit.
You guys like the taste of dick too? Like, is that your thing?
I mean,
that's
going
cool
back
too.
to
I guess.
going back to the last time I had it as a young child, I don't remember technically enjoying it, but I haven't had it as an adult. So.
Exactly.
You should give it a
been
try.
20
It's like,
years.
maybe it's like broccoli, and you just like it more as you get older.
I mean, maybe I'm gay. It could be. That could be the thing.
You just after broccoli dicks.
Yeah.
Oh, broccoli dicks. That's a bad look.
Broccoli dicks.
Yeah, I just imagine a bunch of broccoli, but like every one of the little broccoli puffs is just another dickhead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's
Jesus, I just imagined a
create
dick
that.
that looked like broccoli.
Yeah, no.
You
It's
went to a
going
whole
deep. How
different
high
thing.
are you?
I mean, I'm crossfaded at this point, so that's where we are. This is where we live right now, Ollie.
That's what happens.
Yep, it's a bad place. Oh, what the fuck! All right, well, I'm gonna let you get to your show because it's 6, and I feel like that's we've got an hour in.
Yeah, that works.
And what else? Where can people find you online? Do you still do Periscope?
I
or
do
you-
Periscope
you-
still.
You
I've
still
been-
Periscoping?
Yeah, I Periscoped
Ollie
2 nights
Musa has
ago.
one of the fucking funniest Periscopes you'll ever watch. You should definitely follow him on Periscope.
The Jon Snow skit you did was very funny.
I love
Dude,
the Jon Snow
I have a
shit,
story
dude.
about the Jon Snow thing.
Fuck yeah, tell it.
Okay, so they do this thing at this place called the Loft Cinema in Tucson. It's like this one big ass theater with one screen.
Yep.
And
I'm
they
pretty
have,
sure I've done a show there.
yeah. Well, they used to do like every once in a while they do like
Yeah, like a brouhaha there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they do this thing called First Friday Shorts, where people like locals make like short films.
Yeah.
From like 1 to 5 minutes long or some shit
Get
like
the
that.
fuck out of here. So you posted,
Dude, and I displayed that shit. And here's the thing about the show, though. You can get, like, shunned to where they stop it. There's a gong, and if everyone starts yelling, they're allowed to stop it.
Oh wow.
And in front of, like, over 300 people, my shit got booed so hard.
Oh, my God.
And one dude...
The Jon Snow shit.
Yeah,
did?
one dude... It was getting laughs, too. Like, it was getting decent laughs. And then, like, it's a super, like, liberal, sensitive type crowd.
Yeah.
And this one dude yelled, "Turn this rapist shit off now!"
Oh,
and then everyone
God.
started getting riled
Oh,
up, and they
no.
gonged me.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
That's great though.
Yeah,
Fuck
it was fucking funny.
That's
that's
hilarious.
Though.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So those of you that don't know and haven't seen it, Ollie did. He dressed up as Jon Snow and he got like a legit fucking outfit, and then he just went and walked around fucking U of A.
U of A campus, yeah.
And what were you saying to people?
I was just hitting on chicks with like Game of Thrones pun type lines. And yeah, some people thought I was being like creepy, but I was just like, I say like one line and like walk away, and like we were like after like we were done shooting, they were super cool with everything.
Yeah.
We were walking through the halls.
Did you talk
too.
to people and you were like, hey, after you did it, would you talk to people?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
what we're doing. And
Exactly.
Did you give them a release or anything?
No.
Get on that release. Let me know if you want me to draft you something up, buddy.
For sure.
I know how to write legalese.
Yeah, we almost got kicked off campus, and then we lied. We lied and said it was for a class, and they were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And like,
That's hysterical.
but yeah, it was.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, anyway, my Periscope. I've been banned like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
That's why I asked, because I know you've been banned.
Yeah, because I scope movies. I find like the oldest, shittiest, unknown movies ever. Like I just type in like 1983 horror movies, and I just find something, and everything's available in some form of a link now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I
Put
set it up.
Locker, any of that shit.
Yep, exactly. And I just do commentary over it.
Yeah.
And I have like this Freddy Krueger doll and this Crypt Keeper doll, and I'll startle the shit out of people like like the scene's all intense, and I'll just like, throw Freddy in front of the camera and shit. And at one point, I had almost 3,000 followers and like over 10 million hearts, and then that account got banned.
Oh, shit.
And I have all these backup accounts, and then now I'm starting to build it up again. But it's if there's tits in like a movie, for some reason, like I don't know how they know, but the second nudity happens, like the numbers just start spiking. Like at one point, I
Oh,
had like
shit.
500 people watching just because there was like a sex scene. So like
That's
now,
hilarious.
I just cover it up with my hand now and like wait till the numbers start to go down. But
That's fucking hilarious.
That's so funny.
yeah, and then I say terrible things to people too, like trolls try to talk shit to me, and tell them I hope their family dies and all this shit. And I get reported for shit like that.
Pussies.
Yeah.
I got kicked off of Xbox Live communication for that.
Did you really?
For like 3 days.
Freaking out on people?
I wasn't freaking out on anybody. Like people will.
I could
will
see you
send me
freaking out.
messages.
I know Ollie's doing it in fun.
Man, yeah.
Oh, I was totally doing it fun. Like some guy sent me a message, and I'm sure it was like an 11-year-old kid, and I started sending him messages about sucking dick.
Aw.
Oh my god.
And I was just like,
You told an 11-year-old he sucks dick?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that. You just destroyed that
He
kid.
fucking sent me messages first.
What'd
I
he
was
say?
minding my own business.
What did the kid say?
He probably said I sucked,
Oh, jeez.
and then I just went in on
The
him.
worst one time, like this is like 10 years ago on Xbox 360. This little British kid was tearing me up in NBA 2K7 or some shit.
Yeah.
And he was talking so much shit, and I couldn't do anything because he was up by like 40.
Yeah.
So I was like, what am I gonna say to that? I'm like 12 years old, and I was like fucking 22 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just had to take it. And I think I cussed him out and got banned or something too. But it was just like, for a while, I was just, like, what can I do? He's literally kicking my ass by 30,
Yeah.
40 points.
I mean, when that would happen to me, I never got into like playing on like
Online
a
and
server
stuff, yeah.
online or anything. But when that would happen to me as a young person, it would always be my brother beating the fuck out of me. My brother's younger than me.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
he would
fuck.
beat the fuck out of me on a video game, and then I would physically beat the fuck out of him. My brother's the toughest kid I know.
yeah. I'm kind of ashamed to say this, and I didn't do it a lot, but I was kind of one of those rage quit kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember one time I was playing NFL 95 with my friend, and he'd always beat my ass, and I finally was about to beat him. It was the Redskins versus the Packers. I don't even know how I remember the teams. He threw, like, with no time left, some bomb after coming back.
Yeah.
And scored a touchdown with no time left. And I threw the controller so hard at the Sega that I broke the Sega. Like,
Oh, no.
Like, it just
You
froze the
didn't
screen.
just break the fucking control. You broke the fucking console.
Yeah, I mean, there was no cracks or marks, but then it would, like, barely ever work. Like, it started to work, then it would just stop, like, in the middle of games. It was terrible.
no,
I was like, why did I do that?
I don't know if I'm a rage quitter too.
Yeah.
Like as a kid. Did I ever talk about rage quitting flag football?
Yeah.
No.
I did. I
I
told
didn't
that
know
story.
that.
You did.
So-
Because we were talking about the baseball player.
Yeah.
The baseball player
So
was there.
Darren Erstead grew up in my hometown,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a flag football coach with his brother Brian, who'd never amounted to really much anything.
He likes to add that every time he brings up his name.
I always do. Because fuck
get that in there.
fuck that guy, dickhead. So anyway, we were playing flag football, and this kid full out tackled me. Like I had the ball, and he tackled the shit out of me, and I was fucking pissed because they called me down, and I wasn't down because he didn't take my flags. He tackled me, and it's not fucking tackle football; it's fucking flag football. And so I was like 8 or 9, and I just fucking like rage cried to try to beat the shit out of this kid. And fucking
Oh, my God.
Darren Erstead comes up and like separates us, and he's talking. He's like, "Hey, buddy, it's okay." And I'm just like, "Fuck you, man!" And I was like an 8-year-old cursing out fucking Darren Erstead and his shitty brother Brian.
Yeah.
And I say shitty brother Brian because I knew him like as an adult in the bar.
Yeah.
Like because I managed a bar and owned kind of a bar at one point. Like when I was 23, which is never a period you should be in that type of
Yeah,
power
no,
position
not at all.
ever. Anyway, but I had to deal with him in the bar, and he was just a pile of shit to have around.
So you have more information.
I have a lot more information.
All right.
Yep. Anytime, like you smoke at a bar, fuck you. It's no smoking, fucker. It says it on the goddamn door.
I hate when people, like, sometimes I'll see people ask, can I smoke in here? It's like that law has been put into place for like 12 fucking years.
Yeah,
you
like,
retard.
really?
Where have you been? Like,
Really? You're asking me to smoke
Yeah,
inside?
someone
Who
like 2
are
weeks
you?
ago said that shit. I was just like,
Who are you?
what the fuck?
Who the fuck?
There's a
are
lot
you?
of places in Texas, I think, where you can still do it. So
Really?
I think when people come from other places, I think.
I'm on this show tomorrow
Yeah.
at this place called the Devil's Lettuce Lounge that's downtown.
Oh, God. Is it like a dispensary?
No, it's just like a speakeasy weed
It's like a
place.
salad bar.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, it's
Well,
like a
I mean,
speakeasy.
you all bring your own shit type deal.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, there's just like they have like dab rigs and
Nice.
munchies, and it's just like a social club for weed.
Dope.
And So they do a show, and the first time I did, I got fucking inordinately high. Like, it was just like I should have been cited for being too high in public, definitely. And I'm on it tomorrow, and I really can't get that high at it. But that's like one of the only ways that I will ever condone smoking inside is in something like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weed, you know, like.
For sure.
But cigarettes inside, come on,
No,
Come on.
the smell and it
The
stinks
smell-
too much.
dude.
If it's a bar and they allow smoking inside, I fucking love them for it because
Yeah.
there's drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes
Kind of goes
go
hand in
fucking
hand.
hand in hand. Anything else, like I get.
But
it.
unless
like
you're
a
like
restaurant, a house, even a fucking house.
I mean, there's
Even
like
it-
privately owned bars and then casinos
There are,
and
yeah.
shit.
Well, then that's what I was gonna say. Is casinos like
Casinos.
I'm fine with casinos.
Yeah.
I'm
My
definitely
my
fine with
only
smoking,
issue, and
'cause
I
they're
don't
so
care.
big.
It's not that big of a deal because I've grew up around it enough, but
Yeah.
it's just the smell it leaves on your clothes.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
sometimes, like I can't do
You walk
laundry
out-
every day. I want to wear these jeans again 3 more times,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they just reek like cigarettes.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
just walking in and out, even
Yep.
let alone
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it.
Ollie Musa, what's your active Periscope account?
Right now, it's Alibaba Scope AZ86.
Jesus Christ.
Because Alibaba got banned, Alibaba Scope got banned, Alibaba AZ got banned. So now it's Alibaba Scope AZ86.
And it's gonna be 87 next.
Yeah, because I got 86 so many fucking times. You know?
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so check me out. I do it like 3 times a week.
Are
now.
you on? You still do it? You still putting a lot of shit on Twitter?
I just now got another Twitter like a few weeks ago because I
Okay.
got once again fucking banned or
You
suspended.
banned on Twitter?
Well, yeah.
What did you post on Twitter?
my God.
I see dicks like going into women on Twitter.
Well, I got a suspension, and that Twitter was old as fuck, like
did you do?
2009. Like it was for my hip hop music.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I had it only logged into my tablet, and I forgot the email address, and the fucking password.
Okay.
So it logs you out when you get suspended. And I couldn't even like pull up any information to try to get it back.
To save it.
I said
sucks.
something that they thought was racist about one of the cops who shot a black dude or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it was that dude Alton Sterling, and I was wrong about the information because he was 36 years old and he was selling CDs or something. So just playfully, I was just like, "Let this be a lesson. Don't be a 36-year-old local rapper or something like that."
Yeah.
Don't be, and that's all I said. But I put hashtag Rest in Peace Alton Sterling, and then I got pulled like the next day.
Oh shit.
And then
I didn't know
it
that
wasn't
could
even his
happen.
music. It wasn't even his music. He was actually selling like bootleg CDs of other music.
Oh.
So just to be silly, I just assumed he was a local rap because I rapped and we do that.
Why is
shit.
that racist though?
I don't know. He
That's
got
not
killed and I
racist,
made a
is
joke
it?
about it.
No, what ended up happening is somebody was looking for all those fucking hashtags
Yeah.
and was reporting every single post that had that hashtag on it.
Yeah.
And his post got reported and he got logged out and didn't have time to respond to.
It's like
I mean, he just
clean
got
up. It's like cleanup for the fucking cops.
yeah.
You
That's,
know?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a bunch of bullshit.
Shooting a fucking.
So I just now made another Ali Musa comedy on Twitter.
Ollie
That's
Musa comedy on Twitter. Alibaba 8.
Alibaba Scope AZ86.
Alibaba Scope AZ86. Motherfucker, thank you for doing
Yeah.
this.
I had
Thanks
a
for
blast.
coming,
man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Guys.
Thanks, buddy.
And as always, to our loyal and dedicated listeners and viewers, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Night.
Or whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't know what
Morning.
the fuck. Whatever
Afternoon
you got
snack.
going. Snacks.
11sies.
If you you ever had an 11Z, like a real one?
No, I just said something from the Lord of the Rings. So
There's real fucking 11Zs,
you should
man.
know. You should know that. You fucking hobbit ass piece of shit.
I hadn't thrown anything at him with volition yet, so
You got me that time.
yeah, I did. Bye, everybody.
That was fun.